ABC's crime and terrorism analyst, who can talk about not just the military stuff that was left behind, but there's other things that have been left behind. I'm not sure exactly when he's going to join us. This is all very fluid right now. And the thing here now is, this is not August 31st. It's not August 31st. This isn't the deadline that we said we would honor in getting out of there, and it's not the deadline that the Taliban said would be, what did they call it? A red flag or a red
line?
A red line. I knew it was something red. It's not the 31st yet, right? So theoretically, if the Taliban is actually in control, and if the Taliban is to be trusted even this much, I'm holding my thumb and forefinger like a millimeter from each other, nothing should be happening. This should not be happening now. We know it's a fait accompli. Once we're really gone and all of that, God knows what's going to go on over there, right?
Yeah, and I just heard from the KFI newsroom that the Pentagon briefing has been postponed.
Oh, okay. Did they give a new time?
They've not given a new time, but this is not necessarily a bad thing, because this might ensure then that they will come out with information versus just coming out and saying, we don't know yet when it comes to this explosion at the Kabul airport.
Well, you can hope. The hopeful thing would be they're postponing it because they want to get all their ducks in a row because they have a lot of information to share. Yep. But also, the cynical way of looking at it is it's even more chaotic than we are able to know right now. They're like, we can't come out in front of a podium until God knows when, right? So let me get back to, I'm sorry, just the point that it's not August 31st yet. The Taliban said we're in control. The Taliban also said we're nice and we're new and we're certainly going to let Americans get out of the country. We don't want the Afghans to leave the country, because I loved that their big pitch for why they were going to stop Afghans from leaving the country is for their own protection. It's too dangerous over there at that airport now. We don't want our people getting hurt. So for your own protection, we can't really let you go to the airport.
Which is code for, don't you dare try and leave, in my mind.
Well, yeah. It's that thing of like, I'm abusing you, it's for your own good.
Mm-hmm.
So if that were all true, i.e. they're in charge and they really are, they do agree that we should be able to get our people out, then this shouldn't be happening, and it wouldn't be happening. But it's happening. So obviously either they're not as in charge as they would like the rest of the world to believe, and they actually don't have any control over what ISIS-K people might want to do, or what some of their own people might want to do, or they are in charge and this kind of stuff is A-okay with them. If they can distance themselves enough from it to publicly say, we don't know what's going on, we don't like this, didn't the guy said we hate these guys, ISIS-K, and we're opposed to this? So I don't know what to believe, whether either way it's really bad. In other words, if they don't really have control, that's bad, because then it's true chaos. If they have control and this stuff is still happening, then they're already talking out of both sides of their mouth, even before the deadline.
Well, I think that was point proven by the Taliban earlier when they said, hey, on August 31st, when we lift these checkpoints of getting people through to the airport, boy, that's going to be really bad. In the U.S., that's why you shouldn't stay here, because August 31st, when we get rid of these checkpoints and we can't keep ISIS-K out, that's when you could see these truck bombs and whatever. It's too specific. They know exactly what is going on, if you ask me. They know exactly what to expect. They know exactly what ISIS-K has planned. And I have to wonder if The U.S. obviously had intelligence, so we knew that this was coming because we gave that warning to the U.S. citizens, hey, get away from these specific gates, like you mentioned. We even have to know what's going down over there. But you have Canada, you have Poland, you have Belgium, you have, I forget, I just read another one. France, thank you. All these countries pulling out right now. They say it's because the U.S. said, you guys have to get out of there before we can wrap up everything on August 31st, that this was a U.S. directive. However, they are cutting ties and running like nobody's business right now. I mean, if you're that Italian airplane that got shot at this morning, I wouldn't be surprised if Italy pulls out next.
And the Prime Minister of Belgium, Alexander De Croo, said Belgium independently got a warning about probably this that just happened.
Right. Yep.
So it's not that the United States is the only entity that has intelligence or is getting intelligence about stuff, and if Belgium, no offense to Belgium, but on the no really, but
I know what you mean.
On the
hierarchy
ranking of world
yes.
powers,
Yeah.
Belgium is fairly low comparatively speaking. So if they are independently receiving intelligence, then how can France and Germany and Canada, how can those countries not also be getting it? And so you have to look at what's happening, and it kind of looks like much of the Western world all got these warnings, and some of those countries were able to scramble and get the hell out faster. And maybe we would, under other circumstances, we would be in full scramble and get the hell out at the first possible moment that you can mode. The problem is that Anthony Blinken said that there's still about 1,500 Americans over there in Afghanistan. Talk about a dilemma. If these are your only two choices, you super cut and run now, and you leave behind 1,500 Americans, including those kids that you were talking about earlier who went over there from San Diego area, right? Who went over there to visit relatives and can't get out. You leave behind, because the narrative will be we left behind children. That's one choice. The other choice is to dig in your heels and stay until you can try to get everybody out while withstanding suicide bombings and sniper attacks and God knows what else. Talk about a no-win situation, which is why Biden's approval ratings now on Afghanistan, I'm only talking right now his approval ratings on Afghanistan, they've cratered completely. It's something like 62% disapprove and 25% max approve.
And I feel like what happens today, his critics are just going to be able to further what they've already said was that we weren't prepared, we should have known what was coming. It's not like ISIS-K is something new. It's not like all of a sudden 2 days ago we went, oh, what is this ISIS-K? We knew that they were there.
We should have known way back when Biden decided he was going to honor the deal with the Taliban and pull out. Like then they should have said, okay, we got to worry about trusting the Taliban. We got to worry about ISIS-K. We have to worry about you do occasionally get a rogue Afghan who's like helping us and then decides to frag. But it seems like maybe they just weren't able to anticipate it.
This word scramble, I'm getting so tired of the word scramble. We should never have to scramble when we have a year to prepare for a withdrawal. Why are we scrambling?
No. Failure to plan appropriately. Let's get a news update from Jen, and we will continue here on the Bill Handel Show. The Pentagon briefing that was scheduled for about 3 minutes from now has been postponed until further notice. This is KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Just recapping what Wayne and I were talking about, the Pentagon has confirmed there's been an explosion outside the airport in Kabul. Federal officials had warned Americans in Afghanistan to stay away from the airport in Kabul because of security concerns. The U.S. Embassy in Afghanistan had also released a statement saying people at the airport should leave and people who are on the way should be aware of their surroundings. The UK and Australia issued a similar warning for their citizens in the country. A fire that burned more than 500 acres near Fontana has firefighters asking people to check their property. U.S. Forest Service Public Affairs Officer Zach Barron says a ton of resources are already fighting fires up north.
Anything that might start a fire, whether it's our fire restrictions that everyone should be abiding by, but everyone really needs to be really conscious of the weather conditions and the risks at play here when we are so low with firefighters.
More than 1,000 people were told to leave their homes when the wildfire broke out yesterday afternoon near the 15 in Laddle Creek. The fire threatened 600 buildings and it's 0% contained. Scientists from NASA JPL say 9 high-def cameras on a satellite have been able to figure out how much smoke has been climbing from some of the largest fires in California. Smoke plumes from one of the fires has reached an altitude of 9,840 feet, while plumes from a larger fire in Northern California have reached as high as 19,685 feet. JPL says smoke from fires in California and Western Canada have made it to the East Coast. A man is dead and 2 other people have been wounded in a shooting at the Redondo Beach Pier. Redondo PD says it was called to the pier just before 8:30 last night when they got 911 calls about a guy shooting at people. Cops say when officers got there, they found the man near a rock embankment on the beach. They say he had a gun and a knife and was shot and killed while officers were trying to arrest him. As it was an officer-involved shooting, the LA County Sheriff's Department is helping with the investigation. Orange County supervisors have held a rally in Westminster to push for more support for Afghans who are trying to escape. CARE LA advocate Fayez Nawabi says he escaped decades ago, but his family is still stuck in Afghanistan.
We need to increase the refugee cap number by another 100,000. There are 88,000 Afghans that work closely with the U.S. military.
This year, President Biden raised the refugee cap to 62,500. Several homeless service options have been set up outside a soup kitchen that Orange says will be shut down because it's not helping.
Mayor Mark Murphy says Mary's Kitchen didn't evolve with the new continuum of care model that offers services to people who want to get off the street.
Feeding only does not get you into a trajectory of change. It basically allows you just to stagnate where you are.
Critics say closing the kitchen in the next few weeks leaves people without options, but Sergeant Phil McMullen says cops are trained to offer homeless people services.
In 8,000 contacts within the last year, 174 people took us up on that offer.
He says the kitchen has become a magnet for drugs, assaults, and sex crimes with hundreds of calls for service in recent years. In Orange, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
Let's take a look at your drive now on the 105.
You betcha. We'll keep it short here with so much international news going on here. But you're sitting on the eastbound 105 now, a little bit past the 110. I've got some good news. We've been circling over this for a while. Eastbound 105 past Long Beach Boulevard. We had all lanes shut down. Pretty bad crash involving the driver of a car and a rig. And, well, fire department and the CHP just came here, and they've got everything over to the shoulder now. But, again, all lanes were blocked, so that backup is coming away from the 110. Now, this should get up to speed. I don't think it'll take more than about 10 minutes. So if you're on the 110, hang in there, stay on the freeway. The westbound drive has been busy all morning, a little bit before the 710, most of the way into LAX, but kind of normal. And just want to follow up real quick on the cell fire. Yesterday's cell fire, still active today, but the 15 now is open. It is open. You can drive it in between the 215 split and the 210. The West 210 is quite busy going through the 15, but has nothing to do with fires. It's kind of morning drive traffic. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Bogg, KFI in the sky.
Hey, if you want to sell your house or condo fast and easy, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy your home as is for cash. With Seller's Advantage, there are no realtor fees or commissions, no escrow fees, no repairs needed, no open houses, no strangers walking through your home. They buy your house or condo for cash. David and Doug from Seller's Advantage just bought a house from one of our KFI listeners. The owner wanted to sell the house. He met with a couple of real estate agents, and then he met with Seller's Advantage. He compared the numbers. Well, he went with Seller's Advantage. Smart KFI listener. He ended up with the same money, same bottom line, and no repairs, no headaches, no open houses, no hassle. He says working with Seller's Advantage was the easiest real estate transaction he has ever completed. If you're considering selling your home, call Seller's Advantage and see how much your home is worth. BRE number 01961658. Call now for your free quote. Call 888-321-AS-IS. Call 888-321-AS-IS. That's 888-321-AS-IS. Or go to sellersadvantage.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. We've got a hot, sunny day ahead. Temperatures will range from the mid-70s at the beaches, upper 80s, very low 90s for Metro LA and OC. We'll be in the upper 90s and low 100s for the valleys in the IE. And speaking of the IE, we've got a heat advisory in effect that starts today and lasts until 9 o'clock on Sunday night. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Oh, a defensive rookie moment early in the game. Gets back completely to the infield. He makes an over-the-shoulder catch, a remarkable catch.
Baseball is great. Baseball with fireworks is even better. Be at Dodger Stadium Friday, August 27th when the Dodgers host the Colorado Rockies at 7:10 p.m. Stay after the game for Friday night fireworks presented by Q-Cells. Plus, now you can experience another great view of the pyro display from the newly designed Center Field Plaza. For tickets, go to Dodgers.com/promotions.
So how are those Solar Max panels treating you?
Wonderfully. I don't get to see them much because they're on the top of the house. But I'm saving money and I keep cool in the summer heat because Solar Max does everything under one roof right here in SoCal. I get the best service.
And Solar Max has an exciting new offer right now. The Tesla 420 panels and power walls for $79.96 per month and zero down.
Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and say the keyword Solar Max, pound 250 and say Solar Max, or go to solarmaxtech.com. Monthly payment available on approved credits. The will be number 97204.
Have you been wanting to spruce up your home but are being told you'll have to wait weeks or even months for your furniture to come in? Don't wait. At Court Furniture Outlet, everything you see is in stock and ready for immediate delivery. And now, during Court Furniture Outlet's annual Labor Day sale, you'll save on everything you need to brighten up your home or make your workplace more comfortable. New upholstery in several styles and colors, including sleeper sectionals with storage, only $5.99. A huge selection of office furniture, including mesh pack office chairs from only $59. Plus great deals on bedroom sets, mattresses, dining, and so much more. Come into one of Southern California's best-kept secrets, where home stagers, designers, and savvy business professionals have been shopping for over 40 years. Visit Court Furniture Outlet in Glendale on Central, in Corona at the 91 and McKinley, and now Fountain Valley at Euclid and the 405. Or go to CourtFurnitureOutlet.com. That's C-O-R-T FurnitureOutlet.com.
Have a plumbing, water heater issue? Call a Smell Good plumber, 800-446-MIKE.
KFI AM 640.
iHeart radio station.
24-hour news. More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart radio app. This is the Bill Handel Show. The morning crew is here. In a moment, we're going to bring on Brad Garrett, ABC News crime and terrorism analyst, to talk about not just weapons over there and equipment, but other stuff too. But first, Jen, there is some breaking news about what's going on in and around the area of the airport in Kabul.
Yeah, according to Fox News, there have been multiple explosions now outside Kabul. This was at the airport. One report cited a hotel. Capitol sources are saying that there were multiple explosions, and also, according to these Capitol sources from Fox News, we've had 3 U.S. troops who were injured. You said you saw they were Marines.
Yes.
Also, the Capitol sources for Fox are saying that it looks like it was someone with a suicide vest at the airport.
So, multiple explosions. There's smoke in the air, and gunfire apparently being heard in and around the area as well. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to gather more. That's all we have right now. We're going to gather some more for you. And in the meantime, let's bring on Brad Garrett, ABC News crime and terrorism analyst. Good morning, Brad. I guess it's a very appropriate moment to talk about all the things that the Taliban now has at their disposal thanks to us.
So let's start maybe with telecom companies in Afghanistan. They have telecom mobile phone companies just like we do, which translates, Wayne, into records of phone calls a person has made, where they made them from. Who did they call? Who did those people then call? In other words, the short answer is building a network of people that have worked for us and who those individuals are connected to. There's the biometric side of this, where we're talking fingerprints, maybe facial recognition, that the Taliban may well have in their control as we speak to further identify people that worked with us. you add to that the thousands of weapons they've been able to seize, our military gear. I mean, I'm seeing people in pictures wearing, they look like U.S. Marines with the same body armor and helmets and night vision stuff and carrying M4s and other weapons that we supplied the Afghan military that now the Taliban have.
Now, it's pretty easy to figure out what they can do with the weaponry. And there's a lot of it, right? I mean, we're not just talking about a few rifles and maybe one tank. There's rifles, there's those vehicles, those MRAP vehicles that can withstand IEDs. Is it also true there's a ton of, like, grenade launchers and other stuff like that we left behind?
Probably. Because remember, Wayne, that the whole idea here was that the Afghan military was supposed to have all of that because we trained them to use it and maintain it. But, they collapsed in 5 minutes, which for some reason is a surprise to other people. For those of us who study this stuff, we weren't surprised at all. So, there's that side of this. But yeah, the short answer is that's where this is coming from, is the stuff that we had originally left and planned for the Afghan military to use.
I remember some stories, maybe going back a couple of months now. They were talking about our guys doing things like taking the treads off of tanks and shredding them and destroying some of that stuff, and the Afghans being very upset, like, hey, we could use that. Do you think they tried to deactivate a lot of this weaponry before we left, or because they didn't think the Afghan government would collapse so quickly, they didn't really bother to take care of much of it, and that's why there's so much left over for the Taliban to enjoy?
I'm guessing the latter. I mean, obviously, if you believe that the Afghan military are still going to be maintained, you would certainly leave them all of that equipment that we bought for them. So my sense is that there is a vast majority of it still intact, which obviously is troubling, less so for U.S. personnel, because I think, based on what's going on at the airport, my guess is we'll be out of there long before the end of August, is what will happen within the country. Because you've got these, like, suicide bombers today, which appear to be ISIS-K and not the Taliban, which is probably right. And so now they're going to use that equipment to fight within themselves, which, sadly is the history of Afghanistan.
And the other part of it that you talked about, the personnel records, the biometrics, the phone records, would you expect there to be a significant and obvious and public, if you will, purge, for want of a better word, where the Taliban uses that information to identify, they would probably call them collaborators with us, and go through and make a public showing of dealing with them?
It wouldn't surprise me. Do I think they'll try to or will co-opt some of them to work for the Taliban? The answer is yes. But others, I do believe, let's face it, we've been fighting the Taliban for 20 years, as a vicious, enemy. And anybody that would help them basically is not helping the Taliban. So, yes, I do see that. And in particular, let's face it, Afghanistan's the size of Texas. So can the Taliban in Kabul control what the Taliban does in the outer reaches of Afghanistan? The answer is probably they don't. And the commanders on the ground there will probably do whatever they choose to do to a large extent.
All right, man, what a tough situation. Thank you so much for that extra information and that perspective. And we'll probably talk to you again soon, because I don't think things are going to be resolved over there. Thank you so much, Brad. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Take care.
Okay. Jen, let's get a news update from you, and then we'll go back and talk about now that there's been multiple explosions around the Kabul airport. American service people injured, gunfire being reported in the area. It's starting to look like a truly dismal situation. This is KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio.
Okay, what I'm going to do is throw at you as much information as I can and tell you where these sources are coming from. So the Pentagon has confirmed that there has been an explosion at the Kabul airport. In Moscow, the Associated Press is reporting that the attack has killed at least 2 people and wounded 15. Fox News is reporting 3 U.S. Marines were wounded in the airport explosion. They're also saying that there was a Afghan witness to the explosion that says his baby girl died in his arms. The U.S. Embassy in Afghanistan has issued a new security warning. It says that U.S. citizens should avoid traveling to the airport and avoid all airport gates at this time. So again, we are waiting for a briefing from the Pentagon this morning. It was supposed to happen at 7:30. It's been delayed. As soon as we get that, we will bring it to you. We'll take a look at your drive with Jeff Baugh in just a second.
Hi, welcome to Toyota's National Sales Event. Oh, thanks, Jen. You know, I've been waiting to get a great deal on a new Toyota all year.
Great deals are kind of our thing. Right now, we've got exciting offers on our lineup of 2021s, like Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Tacoma.
Wait. Look at that Highlander. Jen, do you mind watching Chance for me?
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Jen. You're the best.
Listen, Jen, I run a tight ship around here, so I don't want any funny business. Aww, who's a good boy? Toyota's National Sales Event is on, but these offers won't last long. Visit your participating Toyota dealer today. No, Chance. That's a display. It's not real grass.
Current offers end September 7th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
Get a king bed for a queen price at Mattress Firm. Save up to $500 during the best Labor Day sale ever on top-rated brands like Sealy and Sleepy's. Plus, get a free adjustable base when you spend $6.99 or more.
SoCal weather from KFI, sunny and hot today with temperatures from the mid-70s at the beaches to the low 100s inland. This report is brought to you by Mattress Firm. Let's take a look at that drive again with Jeff Baugh.
All right, you betcha. We're going to keep it brief here with so much breaking news going on. But first, Sherman Oaks, westbound 101 at Coldwater has been a report of a crash. We're headed that way right now. If you have to make that drive, if you're in Glendale perhaps, you stick with us. We'll be over in just a few minutes. Also going towards Pomona, East 10, Via Verde, right at the top of the hill is an incident there playing out. It's a little slow approaching. North 710 Olympic, a problem just went over to the shoulder, slow coming through. And again, if you're leaving the LAX to the east now, it's going to be a little slow, 110 towards the 710, but a crash that blocked all lanes has now moved to the right shoulder. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the sky.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Are you ready for fall, but your house isn't? Luckily, Lowe's has what you need and the prices you want to get your front yard, backyard, every yard ready to host this season. Gardening and grilling and leaf blowing starts at Lowe's.
Okay, if you've ever sold a house, you know that it is far more than just patching a little nail hole and calling a realtor and putting your house on the market, right? Oh no. There is cleaning. There's repair work. There's showing. It's a nightmare. I didn't know out there was opendoor.com that could have saved me from those nightmares. See, when you go to opendoor.com, they're going to help you take away all the rough parts of selling your house. You're not going to have to do those repairs yourself. You won't have to do the prep work or deal with a bunch of strangers walking through your house. This is the new way to sell your home. So log on to opendoor.com, then just answer a few really simple questions about your house. How many bathrooms does it have? How many bedrooms? Those sorts of things. Then what they do is within minutes, they're going to compare the information from your house with the others in the neighborhood and come up with a real competitive offer. So don't put yourself through what I put myself through. Sell your home the new-fashioned way at opendoor.com. Offer eligibility varies. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage Inc., license number 020611130 in California, and Open Door Brokerage LLC in its other markets. Sell your home the new-fashioned way at opendoor.com/myoffer.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym,
avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 smart bed senses and automatically adjusts to keep you both effortlessly comfortable. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. It's the biggest sale of the year when all smart beds are on sale. Save 50% on the new Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, only for a limited time. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
When you're trying to save money on groceries, every penny counts. That's why Stater Brothers Markets never wants you to miss a deal. You can view our weekly ad online anytime. It's convenient, saves trees, and goes wherever you go. And while you visit StaterBros.com, take a look at our blog for helpful shopping tips, delicious recipes, and a whole lot more. Plus, you can sign up for digital deals, where you get access to clipless coupons for more savings throughout the store. Stater Brothers Markets. Never miss a deal.
Impact Mortgage Corp. PBA tax form mortgage. Limited liability 12831 equal housing lender. Not licensed in all states including New York. Application loans over 200.
At home, you do not need that is wear this shirt. You just wear the white shirt. It's fine. And then from tomorrow on morning, that is you, daddy, mommy, we all that is. I'll do this outside. I'll do outside separate. Yeah, sit with daddy, mommy, eat together. Okay. You can be. Okay. He's not one for me, alright? Strong, so Bruce. Ceased. I can trade it. Perfect. Yeah, right. ตีที่เพจใช่ไหม 4 thôi thôi có cái gì tới họ Hey. Come. Inspired by Toy Story.